Hello, welcome back to Popcorn and Plot Holes. This week, we thought we'd watch Meg 2. I've been told there's no "the" in front of Meg 2, and it makes you feel really weird when I say it. But I will keep saying Meg 2 without the "the," just so you all know what we watched, and it was Meg 2. The movie...
You want to say it one more time?
Well, Meg 2. Thank you.
The Meg.
No, but it also is the trench, isn't it?
Yeah, Meg 2, the trench. So you could just call it the Meg 2, the trenching.
No, please don't do that.
I just call it M2TT.
It's just Meg 2.
M squared TT.
Meg 2,
Meg
M
2.
squared, yeah, M2 to the power of 2.
I hate everything and everyone.
No. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not calling it that.
Yeah.
We watched Meg 2. It's got to be the Jason Statham vehicle,
Yeah, of
right?
course it is, yeah.
Is it?
Do you know anybody else? Well,
Name another actor. Go.
Sienna Guillory, but that's it.
Ju Ming and Lance.
Oh,
They were character names, you son of a bitch. They're not actors.
Have you not heard of
here are the
Madonna and
actors.
Cher?
DJ and Jess and Mac.
Oh my god!
Chris thought it was a documentary.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's go through the rest of the formalities so we can get into the shit. Fun movie. Luciano, you're here.
I am here, and this movie is a movie. Actually, this movie is two movies, but we'll get into it.
Maybe that's why it's Meg 2 for two movies
I hate
inside
you.
of one.
I hate you.
You're welcome. I'll be here all week. Chris.
I appreciate the Spice Girls callback. There were two movies becoming one. It happened.
I hate you even
this
more.
thing happened. And I'm rubbering your glue.
I fucking knew you were going to do that.
Got him. Spencer, you're here.
I'm here. That's my introduction.
That's a victory in and of itself.
I was going to continue, but your microphone answered for you.
Yeah, it did.
Did it?
As it
What
usually
did it
does.
say?
It was
Bunk.
clunk clunk.
It said bump.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic microphone.
One of
microphone.
your more eloquent lines, if I'm honest.
Oh,
Very well done.
Yes, I too am here, and I too watched Meg 2 and the Meganing.
The Meganing.
That's kind of even. I would love for there to be a third movie and it be like the Meganing, and then but we can cross that bridge.
Spoiler
If
alert.
it's a prequel.
This was Meg 3. Thank you very much.
Oh my god.
Let's just talk about this movie. We're gonna go positive, and we're gonna see where we go after that. Spoiler alert.
Meg.
It's
Not
gonna go
anywhere
down
good.
from there. It's not gonna go anywhere good.
Hey, speak for
And
yourself.
we're gonna enjoy it.
Well, here we go. What was your favorite part? What did you enjoy most about Meg 2: the trench experience?
See, he's changing.
You
We're
didn't have to
getting
say
him.
colon. That gave me
He's
the
gonna-
wrong vibe.
We're gonna have
Answer
him
the question.
renaming.
That's what I call my colon, the trench.
Oh, too much information.
Nicely done.
For me, this I'm going faster. For me, it was DJ's time honored person of color calling it before shit hits the fan.
I was gonna say
Mark
the same thing.
my words. I'm like, thank you.
The whole
This is my
thing-
kind of shit. Like, be self-aware.
Yeah.
And then later on, fast forwarding him like having shit ready in his backpack and having taken training and courses and stuff, like, y'all are just gonna invite me and have me unprepared in these streets. Fuck that. I'm trying to live and survive. And I'm like, wow, this character is beyond meta, and I am here for it.
I respect DJ.
He's savvy.
Yes.
He's savvy. Right?
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna be
Even with the condoms. Brought the Jimmy hats too.
I'm
Kids get
gonna
a
be
fucking
in this.
megalodon.
I'm gonna be in this bullshit. I'm gonna go prepared.
You know,
Yeah.
and if it comes down to the last 2 minutes before a Meg, bursts its way into some sort of environment, and there happens to be a warm body next to him,
He only needs
You know.
2 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
maybe he only needs 2 minutes. Maybe
So-
he needs 30. He wants to live to its fullest.
Because it couldn't even be someone he cared about. It's just a warm body.
Listen, I don't know what
doesn't
his
even
preferences
have to be human.
I don't know what
as
his
it's not
I
a
don't know what his
frog or something. It's fine.
I don't know what his preferences are. I'm not here to judge.
What about a
Play
lizard
spices.
that you think only knows how to swim, and then all of a sudden it has legs you never saw under the water, and it also can
Legs
somehow
that
jump
go for
10 to 15
days.
feet?
Maybe
Don't
have
get
you
me
ever
started
had
on
sex?
on this shit, Matt? We're
With
not
a
ready
monkey?
for it yet.
It's too early. It's too
It's
early
too
to
early.
go this far off the rails.
I'm just asking
No, it's
questions.
not. You're just asking questions, my man.
You
My
know what you're doing.
So,
You know what you're doing, Matt.
because
Don't feed the bear.
Not
because
to the lizard sex.
because Chris
if it-
stole my
yeah.
idea of saying that
So
was
what
my
idea?
favorite.
Go for it.
No, I
Your favorite
like
part was
it
the
could be
lizard
shit.
sex.
yes. No,
This
I mean
is
the
a safe
DJ
space,
thing.
Luciano.
The DJ
No, don't
thing.
backpedal. This is safe. Be who you are.
I am. So I also like that because he even says, "Mark my words, this is some dumbass shit."
Facts.
But I also liked the little sort of surprise that I got when Jess taps on the glass and goes, "This is mag proof," and like fucking
Yes.
instantly gets eaten. I was like, "Thank you, movie," because that was an annoying character. So
Did anybody else feel like that scene was a homage to Samuel L. Jackson's death in Deep Blue Sea? Spoiler alert.
A fucking
Deep
shark
Blue Sea?
ate me.
No, that's not what he says. He's like, now we're going to get together and we're going to get out of this base.
I don't think I've ever
He
seen
said,
that
Oh, I
movie.
missed that. We should watch that.
What?
Yeah.
It's a much
We should
better
watch
shark
that.
movie than this movie.
Are you saying
That's,
we should
know-
do
that's
Shark
not
Week month?
I
Shark
would
Week.
love that.
that is
'Cause then we
not
could
a
watch
very
Sharknado.
like that's not very very good praise. This is this is a much better shark movie
What do
than
you mean
this
it's-
one. So
What do you
is
mean it's written
every
on the
other.
box?
See, all the other like all the 9 Sharknados are probably better than this.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about that, sir.
Can I re-rail this back to what you liked about this movie? We have so much time to talk about what you
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah,
I-
Luciano, save
Spencer,
the
what do you got?
negativity.
Fuck you!
I
I already
love-
said it.
There's a couple things I liked about this movie. I liked the I mean, I'm a sucker for underwater shit. I'm one of those people that loves that stuff. So the underwater, when they're like having to walk around the bottom of the ocean and in their super suits, I was like, okay, I'm here for this. But obviously my favorite part was when Jason Statham flew and threw a explosive spear into a shark. No, not the spear. When the shark was running at him and he held a helicopter blade up,
Yep.
and it
Piked.
slowly protruded.
He
The
piked
shark's
the
brain.
megalodon. Yeah.
Yeah,
He did.
that was my favorite part of the movie.
Impaled.
Yep. No,
So-
I'm very close to you, Spencer. My favorite part of the movie is when the Montez gets a little bit of blood dripping out of him, and Jason Statham's like, "I don't even need this massive gun to kill you," and then the shark doesn't actually come at Montez.
comes
He
to
just
the
comes- he
side.
just drives by, and Statham kicks him into its mouth.
Yeah.
He says, "See you,
Wow.
chum."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
See you,
yeah. He
chum.
says, yeah.
Just perfect. All action movies need a sweet line delivery like "See you, chum," and I'm glad they got it. in
Yeah,
there.
they nailed that one.
I
good.
was surprised by the tag team. Like it was like the shark was like, "My man Jonas has got me.
yeah.
My man
But
Jonas is gonna kick my snack into my mouth."
high fives on the fin later.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to use a terrible joke to segue us into something else. How many clicks does it take to tell your shark to drive by so he can kick a guy into his mouth?
The same amount of clicks as it takes to have Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger lock fists in a powerful 80s explosion of machismo. 7.
7? Okay. So 1 click is come, 2 clicks is go, 7 clicks is shark drive by slash 80s,
Yeah.
69.
80s, 69. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. So let me ask you something with this movie. How would said shark know if Juming is clicking 1 time or 2 times?
Well, he doesn't seem to
Because
know,
I couldn't
right?
tell.
Yeah.
That was weird.
He- oh,
Because at the
that
end, he was
weird.
just clicking
He's like,
as many times as
the-
possible.
The desperation.
It was like it like was one press. It's not one press sounded like doom doom. So was that the echo of the first click? And I'm like,
Yeah,
did he
was
push it
that
twice?
too.
No.
That was that too.
weird.
Like,
It doesn't.
imagine the shark just going, "Wait, was that 1 or 2?" Should I come or should I go? Should I
Doesn't
stay
matter.
or should I go?
1 or 100 clicks just means don't eat me. It's just all clicks mean don't eat me. He's like he was clicking that thing like a stress pen, you know. Click, click, click,
It
click, 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 click,
depends.
click.
Well, that also might sound to some Megs, depending on the dialect of the ding. Dinner time, dinner triangle.
Yeah, it was like a dinner
Like
bell.
soup's on. Yeah, soup's on.
Dinner bell.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I was just curious how that worked. Other questions I have for you. Where for you did this movie go from, hey, this is all right, to did I have a stroke? Are the drugs kicking in?
I have 2 words for you.
I'll take this one,
No,
Luciano.
no. Okay, fine.
No, I'll say what you're thinking.
Okay.
Epstein Island.
Why?
Fuck me.
See, this is why I didn't run away.
God.
I should have said it, and this is my fault, and I apologize.
No one ever listened to Spencer again. He's banned from taking things.
The Potholes and Popcorns podcast, also known as Popcorn and Plot Holes podcast, does not affiliate with the Epstein Island situation.
And it's now canceled
Stop
and deleted from
affiliated.
Earth.
Stop
Yeah,
saying
I never
the
said we
word.
were. Why do you keep saying that we're not affiliated? That makes people think
I'm
we are
trying,
affiliated.
Like I know
We're not.
I know we're not monetizing, but can we lose money?
We are firmly against everything that happened on Epstein Island.
Right.
100% against.
Fucking hell.
Completely.
Spencer?
Anyway,
Yeah, I agree.
What?
it
What
was
are you
Ben,
agreeing
Luciano.
to?
it was what?
You take this one.
It was Fun Island. When
Oh, right. It was Fun Island.
when yeah, is that wait, okay, now I have to go
Did-
there.
No.
I have to go
No,
there.
don't say like
Why
that.
do you associate fun with Epstein?
We've
No,
gone through this other
no,
podcast.
no.
Whenever an island
no,
comes up,
No.
it's Epstein
No.
Island.
No, no. No, we're not. No.
All right.
No.
Luciano,
Anyway,
you proceed. Thank you, Matt. Save me a lawsuit and possibly jail time.
Listen, no names. Our names are not on the list, so we have nothing to worry
I
about.
got nothing to worry about.
What I'm asking you.
and scene. Okay. So
Apparently
the
doesn't
point
matter
where
even if your
this
name's
movie
on the
went
list.
off the rails for me and I thought I had a stroke was when they realized that there's an island nearby and they have to go save them from the Megs. When they come back up and the Megs can come back now. That was like, what the fuck? Because like you didn't even say it in the beginning, Matt, but like we're going through the whole facts list, and this is supposed to have filled
Right.
in for the T, which is thriller. But I guess it could feel for, I don't know, C as in comedy, because that was like I don't understand what happened at the end there, and it wasn't like it was going well, but that just completely fucked it off the rails for me.
Okay. That's a great point. Does anybody else want to counter?
I mean,
Luciano,
I
with
think,
something earlier,
I think,
perhaps?
I do think
Couldn't
when,
been later.
when Montez came into the movie, it was like the first.
Oh wow,
That was like 5 minutes into the movie. You should
The first appearance.
No, that was like 15 minutes in. I liked the setup that they were going under the thermosphere, whatever it was called, thermocline.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this is cool, underwater shit. Like I said, I love that. But then Montez just immediately blows up his team and himself. He's like, I got this. And I was like, wait, what was his plan? I mean, we'll get to it. But that was where I first was like, oh, this movie is dumb.
Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah. I think that's about where I checked out, or I started to have questions.
I didn't check out, by the way.
mean,
I just
started-
realized what we're in for, even though I've seen the first
yeah.
one.
I started having questions in the intro when it shows in like 65 million years ago, and the fucking shark comes out and eats a Tyrannosaurus Rex. I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
this kind of movie, is it?
Oh, what? You didn't like that?
No.
That's called
said-
your setting your expectations, and somehow
it
they
did.
didn't set them low enough.
Yeah.
I don't.
That
No,
was fucking awesome. Fuck you,
for
betas.
me, the first point where I start to raise my eyebrows and question how this movie's going to play out is when we find out that Mei Ying has snuck onto the sub, and they do this because they are able to detect that they are already 11% over expected norms for the
21%.
oxygen.
21%.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 21%?
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah.
I think 11% was like when they were running around.
Yeah,
on,
something like
the
that.
surface.
Yeah.
Anyways, they're way off on their projections, and they're like, "It's fine. We can continue this mission." If they had said they're like 2 or 3% off, I would be like, "All right, fine." 20%?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna die before you even turn around.
We just started.
Yeah.
You just got to the
And they
thermocline.
don't even look for it, like what's happening. It's like, oh, is there a leak or something? No. Like, it's fine.
No.
20%.
We're
What's
fine.
20%?
It'll be fine.
It's within
After
tolerances.
20 something, 26 or 27 previous successful dives, what's 20%? And for me, like the moment similar to finding the stowaway was after a lot of the hullabaloo took place under the thermocline once they first penetrate, and then stuff start like, and then Montez does the explosion, and then the pods, like the good guy pods, suffer damage trying to escape. I don't know about you guys, but all of the underwater mountains coming down and falling on top of the pod subs, to me, I thought they would have been completely crushed, but they managed to survive.
I mean,
What are they made of?
Science.
If the
They're made of
if the
science.
underwater pressure isn't crushing them, is not a few rocks is gonna.
You
That's a
know?
good point.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like-
that stuff's made out of adamantium.
Clearly.
Sir, wrong movie. Rare earth metals, I think
Sorry,
is the correct
made out of
answer. for this movie.
rare earth ore.
Yeah, that is correct.
Those ships worth $9 billion
Each.
in
At
the
least.
door alone.
Yep.
So they were made of. So what were they made of? What's one
Rare earth
metal?
metals.
We're not
That's
going
multiple.
into
Okay.
it. You don't need to know. They're made of rare earth metals. That's all that's
What are
important.
you, a nerd?
If the movie couldn't be bothered to say what they were, we're not going to say.
Or which
That's not our
ones?
job.
Because it's not like
I
there's
am a
like
nerd.
one rare earth metal. There's like a whole fucking section of the periodic table
Yeah.
for it.
That's
put
what
an
makes them
S.
so valuable.
He said rare earth metals. I don't know what you want, sir.
Fair enough. No, my bad. My bad.
Yeah, clearly he means that it's all the rare earth metals combined into one material
Called adamantium.
Maybe.
called rare earth metals.
Metals.
Just to make it clear.
Trademark pending.
Spencer, I'm curious. You have admitted to, under much duress, I might add,
Yes.
admitted to watching The Meg, and going into this,
just Meg.
is it just Meg?
I don't know.
I thought it was. I'm pretty sure it was The Meg.
What's happening?
Maybe you haven't watched this movie, but you're
No,
the
I
closest
did.
thing we have, and I'll just ask the question anyways.
I did see Meg 1.
Okay, so I was under the impression that way more people in this movie were like survivors of Meg 1. And so when we find out there's a saboteur on board, and I have to say this here because it annoyed me so much. When Jess says, "I don't know, that's not a secure section of Mana 1," it just pissed me off so much. Like, you just think you're just gonna, what is it, just like a couple people drive a boat out to Mana 1 and get on board and do stuff? Like, they say later, like, it's not carded space, but it's just like all these people should be. Anyways, I'm ranting and I'm not going to do this. It annoyed me. But my question is for you, Spencer.
Yes.
It really seemed like Mac and DJ and Jess were like the core three on Mana 1. And I just assumed that Jess had survived Meg 1.
You
And
would
I
be
looked.
wrong, sir. You would be wrong.
Not even a part of Meg 1.
Nope. DJ was, and so was Mac, I believe.
Yeah.
And there was, I saw this movie a long time ago. The little girl, his daughter was in it. She was much
Mei Ying.
younger.
Yep.
There was her mom was in it, and I don't remember her dying, but maybe she did.
When I looked at
I don't
IMDb,
recall.
there was just someone listed as wife.
Well, no, his
That was her mom?
wife. His wife was in it too. There was
Whose wife?
ex-wife. Jason Statham's ex. He has to save his ex-wife in it,
Yeah.
who's stuck
is
in
Mei
the
Ying
thermocline.
his kid?
The
It is
fuck is
never
this?
covered in this
Die
movie.
Hard?
No. In his ex-wife is stuck in the thermocline, and he has to go save her. That's like why they hire him. And then the girl, the Mei Ying's mother, is like the runner of like the corporation, kind of, or the
Okay.
daughter of the owner of the corporation, or something like that.
Sure.
So he has to like work with her, and then they fall in love, I guess. I don't
Who
remember her
falls in
dying
love
in the
with
movie.
Mei Ying? She's a child.
No,
No,
the
with
Mei
the
Ying's
mom.
mother. What is this, Epstein Island?
Oh my
Get
that's
get
on
the
you,
gutter
man.
out of
That one's
yeah,
on
that's
you.
on you. You set that up.
No,
Yeah,
I'm asking regular human questions. And
No,
you're
Mei Ying is the daughter of the mother.
she is
that-
like everybody
that-
else.
That was with Statham at the end of the movie, and I
Ah,
thought
right.
she lived, but I don't remember. Did they say
Yeah,
how she
it's
died in
fine.
this movie?
She lived, but
No.
they couldn't pay for her like fees to be in the second movie. Is that what happened?
I honestly don't know. I can't remember that. But
Not that important.
That's all. That's all I remember from people from the last movie.
okay. So, but then I have to ask the question:
Yes,
if you were someone who follows the Meg franchise
which
intently,
I devoutly do.
clearly, when you have a core 3 and 2 were together in the first movie and one was added for this movie, wouldn't you just know that person was a saboteur like immediately?
I mean, yes, but I think there was other people working.
Yeah, but none of them had names.
Yeah, so as an audience, we know, but I think to them, they were like, maybe it's Jimmy down in processing.
But they even like give us other people to focus on,
Yeah,
or like
because they had other people, but everybody was on the subs, right? They had like what 6
Well,
people, or
but it
whatever?
could have been that one of the people on the
Yeah.
subs were the saboteur. Is that
and
possible?
then they fucked up their own rescue. What the fuck? No, that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the level
They
of
could have.
that
They
tracks
could
with
have.
Montez's intelligence
that
level.
is
Right.
true.
Yeah, exactly.
I hadn't thought of
They
that.
could have.
Fucking
They could have
Lance
easily
was like, I
sabotaged.
sabotage them. Fuck, but I'm
Right.
down here
That'll
too.
teach them. That'll teach them to make fun of motherfucking Comic Con.
because I
Bye, bitches! And then he hops out to slowly descend a waterfall
That would've been a
down
cool
to the
twist.
rest of them.
because you didn't see Lance die.
Bye, bitches! And then he's just like falling down to join the Montez crew. Ugh, I did it. And then Montez is like, "Your
Would-
work
would have
here
been
is
cool
done."
if it,
and then
like-
he shoots him.
It would have been cool if he's like, bye beaches, and like he takes off the suit because he has an Aquaman cosplay and then swims up. That would have been cool.
If Jason Statham can just clear the oxygen out of his body
Yeah.
and go outside with the pressure suits,
A man in an
Lance definitely
Aquaman
could have
suit.
done that.
That
is-
anything's possible.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think any of the people in the subs were from the last movie. Those
no, Rigas was
Regas,
not.
no, and those other people that all died, they were like Lance,
Uh,
obviously.
I
Lance
thought
and
for sure
Sal.
Rigas was because like she's like he
Yeah, it made
trusts
me
her
think
a
she
lot.
was,
But
but
She
I don't
felt
think
like
she
a
was.
regular.
Yeah,
Was Rigas on the plane when Mac picked
Yes.
Jonas out
yeah,
of
she
the
was
toxic
driving the
water?
plane,
Cope. Well, yeah, she was.
Right,
driving the
Okay,
plane
so-
like you do, not piloting it, just
As
driving
one
it.
does.
co-driving. She's co-driving to the man who drives the plane.
Oh no, she was actually driving. She's the one.
So to
She's
answer
the one
your- to answer
piloting
your
it.
question,
Mac
Matt-
is just being Mac.
That's
To
fair.
answer your question, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Right. Fair point. No, that's good. That was some really good insight into this movie. So what we learned here is that you definitely did not need to watch Meg 1 to know what was going on in Meg 2.
No.
No.
If anything, it hindered me.
To be fair,
For what
though,
you can remember.
Yeah,
Even-
because I kept on thinking, do I know these people or not? They were so poorly developed, I don't remember. So that was did watching a disservice. But
Um,
again,
Look,
none
it's
of it
Jason
matters.
Statham's
None of them,
eyebrow.
none of them are characters, so it doesn't really matter.
So, Spencer, who was your favorite underdeveloped character in this movie?
It was a goddamn megalodon.
The Megalodon was developed very well.
No, it was, what's his last name? Jonas.
Montez?
What's
Taylor.
Jonas's last name?
Taylor.
Jonas Taylor. At your
Hey,
service.
Are you trying to do a Statham impression right now?
says, it's a goddamn megalodon.
This is actually a very terrible accent. You're usually much better.
Yeah,
at
it's
work.
horrible.
You sound
You're
like,
like-
a younger
You're
Michael
way
Caine
too. Yeah,
who's putting on
Michael
a
Caine
Jason
as
Statham.
Jonas Taylor.
It's a young Michael Caine with a throat infection. That's what it sounds like.
Yep.
It's a goddamn. Just stop it.
Feel it. Let the flaw.
You need
flow
more
through you.
streets in your
What
accent.
street?
Jason Statham's from the streets.
megalodon.
It's
Bruv.
not that. It's not that deep and not that gruff.
Cockney.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn megalodon. Higher? It's a goddamn megalodon.
We'll go back around to it. Anybody else want to answer my question for real? Since Spencer clearly hijacked it to do his terrible Jason
The
Statham
favorite
impression.
character.
It was better
Jason.
before I lost it. Okay.
You find it. You be yourself and you find
I
it.
think Jonas is the only. No, DJ. I like DJ.
My question, just for clear, my question was who's your favorite underdeveloped character? So I just
Yeah, DJ.
DJ.
That tracks.
Mine was Jess. Like she made no sense.
I in that sense. Okay, I see. Then okay, I have a question, like a side question for this. Have we ever watched or has anyone here ever watched a movie where there's a character named Driscoll who isn't a villain? Because I was like Driscoll.
Yeah.
I'm like
Hillary Driscoll.
That's the bad person in this movie. Like right away.
Yeah. I'm thinking, I know in the video game Red Dead Redemption 2, the O'Driscolls are the villains.
See, that's
I'm
like
trying to think of other Driscolls.
it's so obvious.
Underdeveloped.
So maybe I can pick like if it's going to be like really underdeveloped, I'll pick Hillary the evil bitch Driscoll because that's all she was.
What about Montez? Kind of loved Montez because
Wasn't he in the first one?
Completely. No.
I don't know. I'm asking.
He alludes. He's like, "Oh, you don't even remember me? No, bitch, you weren't in the first movie. How are we gonna remember you?"
I don't know.
Yeah, he
You know
just
what?
said he was arrested or got even put in jail at some point.
If he's in the first one, I apologize. He was much more memorable in the sequel.
He was not in the first one. I looked up IMDb.
Yeah, I
He
don't
was not
remember
there.
him being in the first
He's
one.
memorable
But I did
in
like him
this for the wrong reasons.
for the wrong reasons. But yeah, he just constantly makes the wrong decisions.
For this movie, he was developed just the right amount. What is his thing? He wants to get rich.
Mm-hmm.
He's working with his evil girlfriend,
He wants to kill Jonas.
and he's like
He's
homicidal.
basically immortal as well.
He's homicidal. He'll kill anybody for any reason. Like when on Fun Island, when Jonas is trying to kill the Megs, he's just ripping around. Doesn't care if the Meg kills him. He's just trying to kill Jonas. Like
Right.
track mind.
I was so pissed off at that.
Yeah, and I thought all that was a big confusion for me. Was like, wasn't their plans sort of in alignment because they wanted to cover up this, so I assume they wanted the Megs dead to stop this from becoming a big
Montez
problem.
wanted Jonas dead because he hated
So
him
Montez
so much.
fine, he's like a psychopath, but then the guys like they go into that like shed and they're like freeze. And they're like, motherfucker, we're being attacked by lizards. Like you're worried about us.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like
they're
Spencer,
very loyal mercenaries.
Spencer, I do need to ask if in this scenario, do you think Hillary Driscoll being on site for this final act for reasons
that was
unknown
important.
could have helped clarify the mission?
It was morale. She was there to boost morale.
Yeah.
Right?
She wanted to do a nice, quick, pep talk to her crew.
Maybe she could have walked into that shed where they were, when the guys go freeze and say, "What are you gonna do? Cry because you're afraid of the lizards?" Like she did with Montez.
She is a bully.
Yeah. She
I
might
do
have been
think-
a bit of a bully.
I mean, also, her intelligence was on full display when she was in a helicopter on an island being attacked by monsters, and instead of leaving, fleeing,
Sonny,
in her
go check that out,
fully
would you?
she tells the pilot,
Yeah.
I heard a sound. Could be a man-eating lizard. Not sure. Pilot, my only means of escape. Go take a look.
Pilot, the one guy we didn't take with us to hunt down things because we need you to fly the helicopter.
Yeah, exactly.
And she sits back and just leaves both doors of the chopper open.
Yep. And then she goes to, and then when he doesn't come back, she's like, "What are you?" Classic. What are you doing? I'm gonna check this out myself.
She forgot that there were man-eating lizards on the island, I guess.
Did she even know?
Definitely possible.
Yes.
She
Because
saw
they
it
started
there.
the
That's
first
right,
wave,
that's
and
right.
then Montez sent her back. So instead of observing from above in the helicopter with the pilot, to your point, she sent the pilot away. I thought when she was going to do that, when she sent the guy away, she was also ready to pilot herself.
That's what I thought.
and
She
lift
was
off
going to lift
Right.
off and fuck off from there.
to buy her time
Yeah.
to get to.
'Cause I was looking forward to seeing Jonas like chuck a spear at the helicopter and explode it.
Well,
Hmm.
a couple of questions. One thing we learned, and tell me if I'm wrong here. If you fly a helicopter, a squid can blind swipe it out of the sky.
Sure.
According to this movie, I'm absolutely
With
I
the
think,
size
we,
of
I think
this
we all
squid.
knew that.
Yeah, okay, fair. Second question, and this is actually a real question because I don't know if I missed this. The helicopter, when they arrived, had fuel. Seemed like it had fuel. When Mac and
Oh,
Ju-Ming get to the helicopter is now out of fuel.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I think the lizards drank the fuel.
They siphoned
Yeah.
it.
They had like a
the
breath
lizard-
mint and
They,
like,
si-
Yeah,
they,
like,
si-
yeah.
they siphoned it
With
like
one of those two little tubes.
like
Yeah.
a lethal
Let's-
weapon.
Let's not sugarcoat this. The lizards have a problem. It's called alcoholism.
Yeah.
And we need to stop protecting those who are in need.
Yeah, it's tough love. We need to do,
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an addiction. And
And
that's
let's
that
let's
whole
address
scene
it as
with
such.
him like, oh, fuel it in, and like just slowly fueling it in, and the lizards running in slow motion. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's here, and then like you just take off with the thing attached, and
We
then
love you, Zack.
like, what the fuck was that?
okay, no, that's good. I was just curious about that stuff, so thank you for
Mac
clearing that up.
Shoots at them with the fucking flare, almost hits fucking Ju-Ming in the face.
Man, I mean, I love that Ju-Ming was like, away with you, lizard man-eating lizards. Take this, helicopter fuel, sprays them as if
which
like,
according-
that's going to slow them
Attack.
down.
Which, according to you, like if they have this problem,
They
they
were
would just
huffing it.
drink it.
Right.
They would just drink
Right,
it.
they're like, they would be like, "Oh yes, Daddy Ju-Ming,
That's how
wet
they
me
could-
up."
That's how they
No,
jump
no,
so
no.
high up
Yeah.
to the helicopter.
It was
They
a
got their-
party.
Because
Their
it's
flight juice.
It's
like
high
Red Bull.
octane fuel. That's how
Yeah,
they
high
get that
octane.
high.
Flight. Yeah.
it's like
It's a celebration.
Ju-Ming's like, hey, the first step is admitting you have a problem.
Yeah.
Okay?
Unity.
Just because you're a monster doesn't mean you have to act like a monster.
Ah!
Hey.
Hey, none of that here. Why did we
Make
talk
it
about
rain.
it?
This is a safe space.
rain.
Ah!
First, you have to acknowledge a higher power.
Ah!
No. Words hurt. We've told you this before.
Shot.
What would Lizard Jesus do?
Ah!
That's right.
All right.
Oh, they're
okay.
developing speech.
you're not.
We've
You're
gotten
not you and
through.
you're not you and your huffing gas fumes.
The helicopter fuel is helping them. We're not enabling. We're helping.
We're forming a society.
It's evolving.
Tell me, man-eating lizards, do you know the Quantumania ants?
Oh yes.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I like how he stopped to think for a second.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
Oh?
Watch it.
We smoke crack together. Oh no.
Oh look! One of the Quantumania ants is like, "Oh, it's the fucking megalodon.
That's better than mine.
It is better than
Get over here, you
Raps damn megalodon.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Thermocline
It
is
is
just
better.
one.
It's a goddamn crack smoking blizzard.
Yes.
Thermocline is just one big
so
crack
bad.
smoke cloud.
It's a crack sphere.
Yeah.
We've entered the crack sphere.
Mhm.
All right. Let's listen.
That settles it.
We got a couple plot holes. We try here in our efforts to focus on the larger plot holes and not the smaller ones. We've gone with two. I think they kind of address some of the bigger issues with the movie.
I thought you said buttholes just now.
It did sound like buttholes.
Popcorn and
I'm
buttholes.
gonna agree.
That's
that.
on a different
like-
channel.
We try to cover all the buttholes.
The big buttholes and the small buttholes.
Butts.
What's up, Chris?
You know?
So, anyways, as I was saying, the first plot hole, I want to know why all of these science and engineering people that have been hired for Mana One and whatever else the first base they were at was called, I don't remember. Where they
Mana
kept,
One.
no, Mana One is the like oil rig
The
thing.
station or whatever. Yeah.
Station, yeah. But the thing where Haichi was
Oh, who cares?
sleeping at before she broke out.
Hanging out around before she decided
Yeah.
to leave. Yeah.
The Free Willy pod.
Yeah, Free Willy Pod. Maybe we'll get into there, but this is part of the question. Why are all the engineering and science people that are supposed to be crafting all these equipment, except maybe
Jonas.
Ming? I'm not sure. Why are they so bad at engineering and science? The quote unquote Meg proof glass that Jess touts is very not Meg proof.
Yeah.
Extremely not Meg proof. We have the also not Meg proof enclosure at the other place. Where
Oh, you mean the
Hachi
one with the water intake mag sized? That's the
Sure,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
That was a big
the water
problem for me.
intake for the thing that is in the water. Like, is it not just like is that thing not just in the water already? That's what it looked like, right?
Yeah, it's underwater. Like there's like a couple
Yeah.
of maybe like one floor above water, and then everything is below water, right?
Yeah, it's like it's not like when you go to SeaWorld and there's like this big bunch of water and the killer whales are in it. It's like we have this thing that's connected to the ocean, and Haichi just like little grates, like
The playpen.
Basically,
It was a playpen for her. Let's be honest.
yeah. If you know in a
Oh my
house
God.
where you
Yeah.
all in your house you have the little like things that your pipes to get your heating into your house, and you have those little grates with little metal pieces. That's
Okay.
about as thick as the defense from the aqueduct.
And that would be
for
fine, but
IG.
the actual
was that?
aqueduct was meg-sized.
Yeah.
So
Why
he
did
could
it have to
swim
be so
out
wide?
of what are they putting through there that needs to be that large? That seems like a glaring hole in the design of this.
Well, I think
Aqua
it goes
tank,
back
this-
to Matt's question. Why are they so bad at this? What happened?
Because you get what you. Well, it's quite
Oh, I see.
plain and simple. This is you get what you pay for. And when Driscoll hired this crew, she resorted to none other than Fiverr. Okay.
However you call them, on
Yeah.
Fiverr, and then just pick the
Yeah.
cheapest version. Is that what you
Oceanic engineering and science staff
Oceanologist?
needed.
Is that a word?
Sure. That's
Yeah.
what she put
Marine
there. Doesn't matter if it's
biologists
a word or
and,
not.
and engineers.
Marine biology.
I don't think they have any
biology-
marine biologists. Maybe.
Why would they need that?
Clearly, they don't
to
because-
study their
get-
their
Talk about like
captivity
small things that
Nah.
pisses me off. Like when they go below the thermocline and then they see the other, like the gigantic scarred megalodon,
Sure.
and one of them goes, "Oh, this must be the apex predator." I was so mad. It was like, no,
Why?
they're all sharks are apex predators. You don't get
Yes.
just the one
No, they hunt in packs.
There's not the apex predator of
of the
like a
pa-
cannibal
Yeah.
of the other
Yeah,
apex
that's
predators.
not how that works. And I was so pissed. Like,
apex cannibal.
oh, you
I think
mean
they
the
meant the
alpha,
alpha?
or whatever? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Also,
You know, that
Zhu Ming
doesn't
keeps
answer
kept
Matt's
calling
question.
Haichi a pup. That's all.
Listen,
that also
you.
pissed me off.
Stop derailing this thing.
Yeah. Answer my questions.
The
you
question is,
cowards.
I'd like to think that in their world, they just needed a big enclosure for a shark, and they turned to the experts, so they hired who built SeaWorld. and they just said, and they couldn't say they were keeping megalodons because that's, I assume, against the law.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hmm.
Probably.
So they had to tell them they were hiding clownfish. So
I
they're
mean,
like,
wouldn't-
Clownfish.
we need
Wouldn't
a
that have
giant-
been worse then? Because then the clownfish could have just gone through the grates, not breaking the grates.
I didn't say they were good at their jobs. Okay, they paid
It's
them
reti-
what they pay what SeaWorld pays them.
It's
Which
a
frankly, it's
toxic.
not a lot.
We're building a toxic waste purification center using the power of the ocean.
So
That
was,
sounds like a fancy
was
way of just
Driscoll,
dumping things in the ocean.
was Driscoll
But look, that's what they were
responsible for
trying to-
hiring
that's-
both sides?
The smoke and mirror.
I thought Ju Ming was responsible for a lot of the staff that was hired to do the work.
Because Mac is
Was
like
he?
the lead, the project lead or whatever, right? That's why it
Well,
looks like.
this is my
for
question.
for excursions.
What does
Let's rip
everybody
through
do?
some of these people, okay?
Hmm, okay.
Like, because I want to know what these people's jobs were. What's Mac's job?
Pilot and what's it? Number 2?
Dancer.
Number 1?
No, but like number one isn't a job. Being the pee boy, the poop boy is not a job. Like, what is his actual job function? He's a pilot, great, but he also is like like the project lead or the
Like
Okay.
Site manager,
How do you call
like,
it? He's like the
EHS coordinator.
He's the foreman.
He's the
EHS.
ESG coordinator.
Great. Okay. Then what's DJ?
DJ is
token minority,
Wow, that's not a job, sir.
and there's there are
I
other
hate that.
And
minorities.
technically, Mac is
He's in
Fair.
charge
Also,
of
fair.
converting oxygen
Was he like
into
a
carbon.
tech guy, or what was he doing? Like, I think he was a tech.
I thought
guy.
he was like a data, I don't want to call him a data scientist,
Like a-
but like data analyst.
yeah, a tech.
I'd like to
guy.
think that he's in charge of just everybody having a good time.
Okay.
It's also not a well. Maybe it
so
might
is
be.
he's a pimp?
Oh wow.
Well,
I didn't say he's not a pimp. He just does what needs to be done for the job.
okay,
That sounds
fine.
even worse. Okay.
we don't want to spend too much time on each of them. That's
Okay.
whatever we got. We got Jess
Okay.
communications. That's what I got out of that.
Yeah.
I'd like to think she's
Senior
in charge of
technical
everybody having a good time.
Oh,
Enter
no.
if you're not going to participate.
Oh no.
Just go back to working on your fucking accent for Jason Statham. All right.
I'd like to think they just want to have a good time.
That was
It's
a
not as
little
bad.
better. But,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
yeah,
what else?
in about
What-
25 episodes, it's getting there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Let's rip through these fast. What's Riggis's deal? Is she like a heavy?
Okay.
She's also a pilot.
Didn't she?
Yes.
She
Right.
seems to be somewhat knowledgeable of underwater stuff. Maybe she's also a marine biologist.
How about just like a dive master?
A
Dive,
dive.
yeah,
Okay,
dive
there you go.
expert.
That's a
Okay.
good.
What about
Jonas?
Lance?
Jonas is
Yeah.
a professional
Lance?
killer.
He's a professional furry.
I was gonna say he's
No,
a
but, like-
professional cosplayer.
But what is his job
he-
when he's not a furry?
No, he's actually cosplaying as a professional diver.
But like,
And nobody knew that.
you don't need more than one or two divers. But
Yeah,
what is that? The one who gets her head?
like assume
decompress.
Yeah, Curtis.
Yeah, like assuming everything went well and not to shit like it did in the movie. Why would they be like? What
Maybe
was
she's
their? What were they doing in those subs? Like, why
Maybe
would
she's
they?
a rare earth metal expert.
Sucks she died. No, I think I got Juming. It's fine.
Oh wow,
What was-
sucks. She died. Imploding helmet. Wow. I see. Good
Don't
one.
worry, there's no
Oh,
blood. It's
nice,
fine.
nice.
She
I
didn't
see what
really
you
die.
mean.
That was a real wasted opportunity to see a great graphic death, by the way.
True.
The,
You don't get a
the
lot
whole
of
movie
opportunities
was
to see someone's
skipped
face
everything.
implode.
It was honorable, but I hear you.
But so the reason I was asking about Driscoll was like because on the other side, what was Montes doing? What was his job? Was it to blow up people? Because he did
No, he's a
that
miner.
well.
It's the
No,
same
he's not
principle of mining they use in
He's the-
Armageddon. You can't send sub pilots down to mine rock. You got to send miners and train them to be sub pilots.
Ah,
Yes.
the Michael
That's-
Bay school of how we do things. I see.
Success.
correct.
So did they also teach the miners to be assassins?
No,
that
just
that
him.
was a bonus.
Just Montez.
So he was like a regular miner, and they were like, "We need you. You got to learn how to dive. We got to learn how to kill people.
How to fix
You got to learn how to
submarines.
blow up your teammates."
How to
He
fix
went to
submarines.
prison, right? He went to the
The
Demolition
Gulag.
Man prison.
Okay,
Oh.
never mind.
So while he was sleeping or frozen, he got trained
Yes.
in being an assassin.
Oh, like
Demolition
Simon.
Man prison.
It gets downloaded into his brain.
Yeah,
Like Simon.
complete.
yeah. And then when he comes back, he knows how to do
Is
all
that
these
how
things.
DJ learns how to fight and shoot guns and shit as well?
One would assume.
I
It's
suppose.
just a download.
Let's not forget what's the value of. We already covered Lance and Curtis, sort of,
Yeah.
but then there was also Sal, who ran out of air way too quickly. Unfortunately,
Yeah, she's the
What
one
was her
that
function?
says, "Oh, it's the
Leave
apex
me."
predator."
right?
Yeah.
And she was like, "Leave me behind."
So is she
So-
the biologist by the statement of knowing things are apex predators? I'm not saying she was right, but
Yeah, I
She's a
guess.
horrible biologist.
I guess she's the worst marine biologist they could find.
She's like the Megalon goes by. She's like, "That's an octopus."
Whoa, a shark in the ocean?
This has never been seen before.
Yeah.
okay. So what I'm understanding here is that there isn't an engineer on staff.
Oh, that's Juming.
For the dive?
Juming, everything else that
True.
you need, Juming does.
Jimmy.
Yeah,
His
he was the
daughter?
MacGyver. No, Ju Ming.
Oh no, Ju Ming's
That's
the-
Mei
the-
Ying.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You really gotta watch yourself.
Get my.
Did you-
Sorry, I
did
I
you
don't remember
watch
any
this movie?
character's name. I
Did
just
you
asked,
watch this
I
movie?
just asked who Lance was too. And yes, I did
You,
watch.
you
this
didn't
movie.
watch the movie. That's fair.
Fuck you.
The truth is out.
So, because
So,
Juming
did
knew
they say
about
what-
the rare earth metals, he knew how to
Did
make
they
a
say what
bomb
their
with
company did?
fertilizer. No.
It's
Um,
deep sea exploration.
Is that
Yeah.
a business?
Well, because
He
as far as
says
I
he
understand, Ming created the suits,
Yeah.
the subs, like
Also,
the design specs.
let me ask you this:
Yeah.
he shows him like punching rocks with the suit. That never comes
Exoskeleton
back,
or
right?
thing.
Ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a fucking fake out that was.
True.
Yeah. Like that, I was for sure that we were gonna put Jonas in that, and he was gonna punch some sharks.
Oh, I thought
That's what I thought
one
was
of the
gonna
things
happen.
one of the things I wrote down was that I thought him and Montez were going to fight underwater in the suits, and then Jonas was going to ride Chi through the thermocline to safety.
Why aren't you rating this movie? That's a better
That would have
question.
been such a better movie.
Right?
Just have Danger Zone playing while he's riding. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a
No,
missed opportunity.
I for sure thought that was gonna be like they showed him punching rocks. I was like, oh, definitely Statham is gonna be in one of those and punch a megalodon. Like that has to happen. And it
Budget-
never happens. Like nothing
budget
about
spend
that the
achieved.
suit being so strong ever
Right.
comes back.
Yeah.
He should have picked up that helicopter blade while wearing the suit, so it was like
Yeah.
a big sword.
That would have helped.
That would have
Anything.
made sense. Because like it didn't make sense how he was able to lift it in the first place.
Yeah.
But anyways.
And hold it with the weight of the
Yeah.
fucking gigantic shark bearing down.
No,
on
he
him.
just used gravity,
Centrifugal force.
centrifugal force. Science.
Some might say the Bernoulli effect.
he
Yeah.
used
That's right.
he used an
Yeah.
apex predator to kill that shark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know science too. He used Bohr.
The Bernoulli effect.
The Bernoulli
I
effect.
know.
It's
a
a
thing.
fact.
I know.
What's that
So
thing where
there
the
are-
cat is both alive and dead? Schrodinger.
That's
Oh.
Schrodinger.
He used
Yeah.
Schrodinger's
Jesus.
blade.
Well done.
There.
Well
I
done.
also know science.
Okay, so there was as much science going on in this movie as there is in this conversation
Yeah.
right now. Ming was
So
expected
lots.
to provide all of it.
Yeah.
Hey Spencer, in the first movie,
Yep.
Jonas was brought in to get his ex-wife.
Yes.
So he is a deep sea diving expert.
Yes. In
Okay.
like extreme situations.
With a deviated septum.
Yeah, he like saved a bunch
He's
of
cool.
people,
Yeah.
and then they wanted him to save her.
Right. Okay, that's good. That at least tracks to what his skills for the team are. So there are no engineers or scientists. There's no scientists other than Ming on the sub. They send 2 subs full of people,
No,
and only
Cal,
one
that
person
girl
can
was
actually do any research work.
Yeah.
Great.
It would appear so.
And then
No
there were
geologists
some engineers at
either.
some point. No geologists, no biologists.
Yeah.
No. Well, maybe that one half. Maybe she was a geologist, and that's why she didn't know what an apex predator was.
Oh, Sal?
She's here for geology, not
I see.
biology.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't read her resume too close.
Sal and Lance were essentially hired to be shields. That's why they were set to the
meat
back
shields.
of the
Yeah.
line.
They're like, "Are you made of meat?"
Yes.
The first question in the interview.
Delicious meat.
Do you have blood inside you?
How salty would you say your blood
How
is?
overweight are you? The more the
Yes.
better.
Tell me, what are your extracurriculars outside of the job?
Do you have a family?
Oh,
Do you have a family?
do you have a family?
Will anyone miss you
Yeah.
when you're dead?
Would you be opposed to wearing butter?
Do you have a rock collection?
Garlic butter, I think, is what we're looking for.
When
are
you
you
bleed,
opposed?
do you bleed profusely?
When in
On a scale of 1 to
dire
10,
situations,
How much
Do
blood
you
do you
breathe?
bleed?
are you able to control your own breathing and mental state, or do you tend to,
Panic.
go off the deep end
Yeah.
and panic?
Oh,
Can
deep
you
end,
hyper-
Clear
nice.
your nasal cavity.
Deep end, nice.
How much oxygen would you say you breathe
Yeah.
on average?
Are you
21%?
prone to panic and or be left behind?
Would you like to be left behind?
Which it's just a survey.
Yeah.
It's standard.
Would you consider yourself chum?
This is not mandatory, but if you complete the survey, we'll give you an Amazon gift card for $1,000 that you'll never be able to use.
Wow, $1,000. I get
Sorry,
chum.
I'm sorry. I said that out loud. I mean, just pretend. I'm just warming up. It's I haven't had my
first
coffee
day.
for the day.
I'm also new here. The last person disappeared randomly. So, and there's no engineering, right? We didn't see any, people
No.
built stuff, but there's no engineers anywhere to do anything.
All that we see is that Juming knows about science, just science.
Yeah.
That
And geology.
everything. Geology is a science. I'm saying all.
I mean, I think that it answers your question. That's why they don't have a team.
because they have Juming.
Is they have a one-man team
Yeah,
who was just going to do all the studies himself. He built all the equipment.
he's like
He's
this.
fucking training sharks.
He's like the scientist in comic books. He knows all the science, just
Okay.
all of the science.
So there.
And then everybody else was just fodder for the sharks.
It's not
There
fodder.
it is. Well, Lance and
shields.
Sal.
Like we said.
Well,
I'm sorry, my bad. The
Potato,
terminology,
potato.
my terminology was
You're talking about
insensitive.
tactical meat mercenaries.
Yeah.
Can we make it so the acronym is CHUM somehow?
Colonial.
No, not colonial.
Can't use that.
Okay.
It's
Certified?
certified human
Underwater first.
underwater meat.
Yes.
Perfect. Certified human underwater meat.
Oh my god.
We're looking for another certified human underwater meat. I mean, chum. I mean, engineer.
So it's a job posting for senior chum.
What's your name? Lance? You do cosplay? Sir, you're hired.
Wow, you're everything we wanted and more. Chum.
You are certified chum, sir. Welcome aboard.
Here's your chum badge.
Here's a
Why is it just a bunch of fish chopped up on this
A
badge?
position for.
Tell
Don't
me.
worry about
We
it.
have an
Tell
opening
me.
for staff
Yes.
chum. Would you be interested?
Tell me, Lance, if you were placed in a dire situation and you were to lose your place in the group, would you be able to leave an article of your uniform behind as to give an indication as
Visual
to
indicator of your
your whereabouts? Well, yes, I can. Yes, I can.
just
Yes, I
any
can.
piece, any part, any clothing. Yeah,
Well,
anything.
I
you're
love
wearing.
a challenge. I love a challenge.
Okay.
So that's science and engineering in this movie somehow. It didn't exist. We're gonna move on though to something that did exist,
Deaf.
allegedly. The evil people, the bad guys in this movie. We're talking Montez. We're talking Jess. We're talking Hillary Driscoll. I don't know if Jess or Montez got first or last names, and what are you gonna do? What is
Frankly,
their
we don't care.
We don't. What is their plan? Now, at a high level, we understand that they are mining rare earth metals, quote unquote, and they are worth billions, quote unquote. But in order to do this and be safe about it, or I don't know. I just want to take that back. What is their plan? What is the long term viability of what they're doing?
Let's just take a step back and just, for the listeners, roughly go through what it appears their plan is, I guess, and then we can dissect.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, Spencer, why don't you just go through the plan?
from
Since
what-
you watched
from
this
what
movie.
I understood, so the Driscoll lady is a partial partner to the company that's doing the
To
the
to
research.
the institute, right? The not the company, like the one that Juming merged into his company, the one that was doing the investigation on the megalodons. That's what I
Okay, so
understood.
yes.
Yeah.
So they're working together to research the base. Now, while she is researching under the thermocline, she secretly has a mining operation going on at the bottom. So
Right.
she has a secret mining organization while she's also investigating
The
this
floor,
area,
the
which
sea-
will
the-
surely find
Yeah.
her illegal mining operation. So that in itself
inexorably
confusing.
moving from sector to sector until they reach the sector where they're
like
mining.
systematically researching the bottom of the thermocline. That's you would think that is somewhat of a
conflict of interest.
Yeah, a conflict of interest. Now you would think it would be great from a storytelling point of view if she was trying to sabotage them from
like preventing them from going.
But that's never really clear. Although I guess technically that was her plan because she had Jess. This is where Jess comes in. Was her inside mole who was sabotaging them?
Just
but
the one.
Just this one time.
Yeah.
And just the rescue submarine.
Yeah.
Not trying to sabotage the actual operation.
The sleeper agent, if you will. The minor sleeper agent.
Now Jess was in a relationship with Montez.
Yes.
Whose goal was to explode everything and anyone.
Wait, no.
Complicated.
Wait. That was what he did.
No, that's what he did. His motivation was to mine the ore
Yeah.
at the bottom of the ocean.
It sounded like when he was talking to those guys that he explodes immediately.
Yeah.
It sounded like he was like their sort of like supervisor or something. Or
the foreman.
Yeah.
So he was in charge
the foreman,
of making sure they had a safe dig. Whilst exploding them if literally anyone
Anything
comes
happens,
close.
And so
Montez, please don't. I have a fit.
just to be clear, the explosives were supposed to do what?
To blow up.
Well, they were
underwater
supposed
rocks.
to get the precious rare earth metals out of the bottom of the whatever.
Right. So they weren't actually set as a means to hide their operation.
No.
It was just this is part of the mining thing, and he blew it up early because that was his only defense for someone finding him.
Yeah.
Even though people are definitely coming down here every day looking for things.
Yeah.
And
exploring the very area where they're doing the illegal thing. Yes.
Like, why did he blow it up? Was it a way to attack them?
Yeah.
Or was it a way to
when they
cover
were
up?
passing when they got near the station and they saw the station and they were going
What's this?
near
Oh
where the
my.
explosives were set, he was like, I'm gonna blow
Let's
them
get
up
closer.
and bury them down on the thing. That's what he wanted to do. Forgetting that he was there too.
Forgetting he was also there.
Yeah.
And
And
also
his-
can explode.
Yes, and his diving pod was even shoddier looking and older looking than Ju Ming's.
And he fixed it all by himself.
all by himself.
But that's not his plan. His plan was, so I just want to make it clear. His plan was to blow them up to stop them from discovering the base.
Yeah, exactly.
The mining. Yeah.
And then what? Well, and then what?
But okay, so
kill Jonas.
kill Jonas.
all three Jonases.
So
after he blows
kills
them
them
up,
all.
he expects no one to come back.
Right. Because the rescue sub is damaged. Because Jess did that way before.
For reasons unknown.
So Jess basically damages the rescue sub every time they come to Mana 1. I guess.
Fixes it. Then
God damn it!
Fixes it
What's happening with this thing? It keeps getting exploded every time. Oh, I don't
Right,
know.
because
It must be a bad design.
Let's say you've blown up them. They've been buried by rubble, and the rescue sub can't come and get them.
Right.
Then they die, and no one ever comes to find out what happened.
Yeah,
no one ever goes down to the
It is hard
thermocline
to
again.
get there. Maybe it made it seem like they could. Once they got their shit, they could leave it. I guess.
Yeah, but they wanted to keep on mining because it was like according to Driscoll, they were going to be all of them billionaires or whatever, right?
They're had billions and billions of dollars in rare earth metals.
This might fall under the science and engineering category, but I need to point out that Ji Ming created the subs that allowed them to pass through the thermocline.
Right. And the suits.
And then and then Montez just passed through without anything.
So
he passed through with a suit that was not rated to go through. Or did he go through the hole?
He
went through everything.
It doesn't matter.
They blew it up, right?
Oh, you're right.
It doesn't really matter because like the thermocline is just something that keeps the temperature. Like that's why it's called thermocline. right? And
Right.
so like they can go through. The problem I
Well,
understood.
no, it can't just be temperature. Why would the sharks not go through?
I'm getting there.
First of all, the sharks just went through.
Yeah, like Haichi goes through after them. They go, she can't go through the thermocline, and then she does, but whatever. But I understood
damn
that
this movie.
he had the technology to go that deep. That's what I understood.
No, they said
then-
he had the technology to get through the thermocline.
Yeah, but it's because of the depth, not the temperature. At least that's what I understood. But they don't explain it, so you could be right.
Well, what the fuck is the point of having a thermocline if it's a temperature if it's a level of a temperature that keeps the sharks from going out? Humans are also made of relatively the same meat as sharks.
Fair.
How can they just pass through without any sort of protection?
So I
Well,
will
I
say,
mean,
in the
fair,
first
fair.
movie, they do talk about the thermocline. It is
Okay.
in the first one.
What did they say?
This may be explained to some. I don't know, so I
Okay.
can't help. But I know it is in the movie, and there's a whole thing about.
So
That's why the megalons
'cause-
have never come out.
Juming says, "Oh, this is my design." So, like, basically, what was happening was the moles inside the institute were stealing his designs and feeding it off to use in the mining operation. So, I guess
Right.
that's why they had the suits, and that's why they could go through the thermocline and build an entire station down there. But I know we're talking about like the plan, but I want to take a step back. So, because what happens is
I
they-
want to interrupt you and
Okay.
just mention that the thermocline is a super cold thermocline layer of water that keeps the megs in check.
Oh, okay, so it is the temperature. So it is the temperature that
Yeah.
doesn't do any of what they say they do.
Right.
Okay.
Humans can go through it.
Why?
So they're saying it's so cold just in that thermocline layer, but underneath it's not as cold, and above it's not as cold.
Correct.
Oh, so it's just the layer of hydrogen sulfides that they say. Okay,
Sure. Because it keeps the sharks below in the trench.
yeah. At some point I'm gonna have to talk about that whole shit about the sharks.
You know what? Let's just stop right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking a 5-minute pause so we can go into actually with Luciano, where he takes us through his science corner to point out all the scientific facts that are wrong in this movie.
Okay,
Luciano.
I will keep this as brief as I can.
That's
So-
a lie.
As I can, not brief. Brief as I can.
Ah.
There's a caveat there. So the whole pressure thing. Let's start with Jonas. They go like, "Oh, you don't see fish in suits, do you?" No, bitch, you don't, because those fish evolved to be in that much pressure. It's like
No,
their
they said it's
bodies
the
are
air.
gelatinous. Their bones, they don't have bones. They only have cartilage. They are adapted to survive. They go to 25,000 feet. That is 830 atmospheres. If Jonas was able to step out into that same, like that pressure, he would have been crushed like wet paper. That's what would have happened immediately. It's not about the sinuses and whatever bullshit that was.
No,
This-
he had no air in his lung. It
doesn't
get
matter.
He had a deviated septum.
Don't forget, he's also bathed in toxic chemicals in the first 5-10 minutes of the
he
movie.
mutated. He became Namor or Aquaman.
Yes.
Okay,
Namor.
Namor. And
No,
and-
no, it's he. They
And-
said the air is retracting is what kills you.
no, but that's wrong.
No, they said it.
That is so wrong. Also,
Spencer, it's Luciano's nerd corner.
Sorry.
He gets to be all nerdy
This
with
makes me
his
so
dumb
Also-
hating
angry
shit.
when he just
like
doesn't
he's
understand
just like
science.
they're doing like an airlock thing, like they do in like space shit, and they drop the pressure so fast. They go from the same pressure as it is outside to the pressure of like 1 atmosphere. Do you know how many bends that would give them? It's not just the bends; it's all of the bends.
Hey,
Whoa.
Curtis got her head imploded.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And she was
happened.
the only one.
Luciano, I'd hate to check
Shoot.
your science again, but The Bends is an album by Radiohead, and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. So you're just making
it's actually
embarrassing
called
yourself right now.
decompression sickness or
Continue.
DCS. Anyway, and the other thing is like the shark and those lizard things who we see on fucking land, and they just can go to the bottom, no evolution needed. They stayed the same for millions and millions of years, even though they had to go down below the thermocline that they couldn't possibly cross because it's too cold, so they can't go up. But they had to go
The
down
Meg-
somehow.
The Meg didn't
lizards.
change.
The Meg didn't change, and the lizards didn't change. but
Yeah.
they somehow made it down the thermocline, but not
Biostasis.
up. Are you just gonna throw Bernoulli effect?
Yeah, Bernoulli effect.
Fibonacci
Photo
sequence.
photosynthesis.
Oh, don't get me started on photosynthesis. What the fuck was up with those plants at the bottom? They were green. Chlorophyll
Yeah.
doesn't work that way. Fucking,
Well,
you know what? Fuck this shit.
Chlorophyll, more like borophyll.
I'm out. I'm done.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was Luciano's
Fuck this movie and the science in this movie.
corner. Brought to you by Chlorophyll.
Werther's and chlorophyll.
Where there's chlorophyll flavor.
Yes.
More like Werther's chloroform flavor.
Oh my god.
That's what I wanted for this movie. Anyway,
Oh.
sorry, carry on.
Wow.
No, we were talking about the long-term plan for the bad guys, and
Yeah.
we took a little detour. But it's a very good point. So we walked through the bad guys' plan as we understood it. Things go wrong, unplanned. So our friend Montez blows everything up, and he's supposed to kill Jonas and stop them from telling the world
Right.
that they found them mining.
Right.
Is it
That's
illegal
the
to
gist.
mine?
I'm sure.
Like,
So
is it
I-
illegal to mine the bottom of the thermocline? Like, I don't think there's jurisdiction down
it's
there.
not illegal, but it's not legal because there's no.
It's definitely
it's actually-
less
it's
illegal
actually-
than murdering people.
So,
Fair.
Spencer, it's really funny you mentioned this because I don't know if it's because I watched this movie, but I was reading an article today where a company that was the Odyssey, I think this company was originally supposed to go find like buried ships and recover treasure, and they couldn't because every time they found a buried ship, it'd be like Spain's like that's our property, or the Dutch would be like that's our property, and so they switched to mining phosphorus off of the sea floor in Mexico. So they had rights to mine this, but there was fisherwomen who also had the rights to fish in the area. And like apparently mining phosphorus off the ocean floor is super dangerous and fucks up every living organism in the water. So they're having a big fight over who has the rights to fuck up the ocean in that area. So technically you can mine stuff off the ocean, but also you kill everything.
And,
Well, that
and
never
she
stopped us
says
before.
she says it right. We had to know that she was absolutely evil. She says it. Oh, before you come talking about the environment, I don't give a shit. Right. So she knew it was probably fucking things up. And I think the thing was they didn't want to have to like talk to some government and pay taxes or whatever. They just wanted to kind of sell. But would they sell like they would be like, wait, how are you getting so many precious or rare metals or
Nah.
whatever? But
Are they
There's
still
blood
rare
diamonds.
if you're getting that much of them?
Don't ask, don't tell.
there's that too. Are
Yeah.
they rare? If it's that common now? But like what I wanted to ask before I went into my rant was because a lot of things went to shit, right? Like they went into an area they weren't supposed to go. That's why they saw the facility and blah, 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 blah.
Facility.
But like,
Yeah.
what was their plan if things had gone well? So they had gone down. Haichi didn't break out of her playpen,
Yeah.
and then just like they went to Sector 19 and surveyed it. They eventually would get to Sector 23, which was
Correct.
where they were. What was the long-term plan that they had if things hadn't gone to shit? Like, how would they prevent everybody from finding shit?
Well, based on how valuable those earth metals are, by the time
We'll
they found
kill 'em!
them, by the time they found them, they would have already bought the entire government and the world
They would have bought the
because
planet.
because they brought $95 trillion worth of rare earth metals.
I suppose
So-
they would have had like not even a quota, but a goal, and then the extended goal, so that they
What is
never
this,
have to
Kickstarter?
work again. Yes, it is. They're trying to get Montez and
We're trying to
and
get to
Jess
10
are trying.
million. 10
Right,
billion,
they're
sorry.
trying billion.
But
They're
with your
trying
help.
to kickstart.
Help
That's
us
right. They're trying
crowdfund our mining operation.
exactly because the megalodon pups need homes.
They're not pups. They're cut. Okay, my corner is over. I'm not going
Cue
to go
Sarah
there.
You've had
McLaughlin
your time,
in
sir.
the arms
Yeah.
of an angel.
I apologize.
Yeah, stretch goal. There you go.
One last question about this, and we need to move on to our other fun questions. I'm just curious. The box they show, I mean, if you haven't watched
Best
this
part of the
movie,
movie.
it's like what, like a couple feet by a couple feet?
It's
Yeah,
like a briefcase,
basically.
right?
It's like a fancy briefcase. Thanks, Chris. That's $1 billion.
Yeah.
Billion with a B?
Billion with
A
a B.
billion with
They
a
say
B.
it in the movie. Yes. How many I would assume that the amount of ore they had that we saw lying around this station would have like bankrupted the world.
It would have collapsed the economy of
economy.
the yes,
Right.
like Mr. Robot style.
So like, why were they so aggressive in mining it if they can't sell it without collapsing the world economy?
I don't
could
think they
sell
were
it
thinking
1
that far
billion
ahead.
at a
Matt.
time.
Yeah.
Have you seen their engineering? They weren't thinking that far ahead. They were
I mean,
like,
for
"Oh,
something-
wait,
For something
one
to be
of
worth
these is
that
worth
much,
$1 million. What if we had 1,000 of these? What if we had 1,000,000 of these? Oh, it would add up. At one point, we get to $1 trillion. Sold. Let's do the mining operation. That's what they did.
but
All right.
I'd have to imagine that the only for something to be worth that much, like literally more valuable than any other thing on the planet that's ever existed, it would have to be only be worth that value because of its rarity.
For sure.
Right?
It's like
Well-
gold, right?
Spencer, you've asked an excellent question, and I'm going to use this as a professional podcaster to segue us to our questions. Because the very first question I have, I think will answer this for our listeners. We learned that these rare earth metals are used to in superconductors, in aerospace, and in quantum computing. Very large.
Umbrellas of
wide
things.
wide
yeah.
net.
It's used in things and also other things.
things that sound techie.
Yeah.
So given that there's $1 billion in this small box, I want to know what other industries are pushing this value so high. Because it's just those three things. I don't see how it's worth $1 billion, right? So what else is using them?
Well,
Male
by this-
enhancement pill tech.
that's obviously it's a
If
male
my
enhancement
spam
Have
pill.
you
folder is
ever-
if my spam
it's-
folder is anything to go by.
Right. And have you ever heard of the fleshlight?
Okay.
I rest my case.
Carry on.
I think you're right, Chris.
Based on that scoff.
It's a
I
one-time use male enhancement pill.
you see, and then you just got to go and get another.
No,
And then
one-time
another.
use. That's why it's so valuable.
I was talking. Well, there's the one-time use pill, and then there's also the fleshlight.
That makes
Is
the
it
market
a
real
one-use
small.
flashlight as well?
Well, depending on
It's
who
so
you
valuable because it's because it's so horrible as a material that it doesn't last. That's why it's so valuable.
That's not how we've marketed it, though.
Sorry, I need to understand. If you take this pill or use this fleshlight, does your dick fall off? Is that the problem?
When
that
you,
what you
when you
want?
use it, it
Actually-
replaces your dick. That's what happens.
You're right.
right?
We-
With a rare earth metal.
Where we're going,
dick.
where we're going,
Correct.
we won't need
Okay.
dicks.
Yeah.
Like, see, you see,
Your
No, that's
plutonium.
your dick
Have you heard
becomes
of
a
that?
glowy rock, and then
Anything
Yeah.
else not in
It becomes glowy rock hard.
anything else not in the dick realm.
Nope, we're done.
That's it. Okay.
I by the sounds of it, in what it was used for, it sounds like it's a conduit of some kind, like a or maybe
I mean a conductor.
like a conductor, yeah, or like
Yeah.
a battery
But like
source,
a better conductor, like a super
like
conductor.
a superconductor, yeah. So I'm no science man, but
I'm no science man.
I'm no science man, but I'm pretty sure.
I'm no science man.
But I'm pretty sure a conductor is used to make my things go broom, and it, when used, it can send electricity at a faster speed.
I
Ladies
love
and
it when you
gentlemen,
talk dirty,
you
baby.
really aren't a science man, are you?
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Keep
I just
talking.
I just want to let our listeners know that Spencer is not, in fact, having a stroke. That's just how he talks about science.
We talk about strokes a lot.
When you use this rare earth metal, you can conduit your batteries to supercharge the
Bernoulli effect.
electrons of your AI,
Are
Puberty.
Are we sure he's not having a
Chat
stroke?
GPT, Tesla
Purity.
coils.
Puberty.
'Cause I'm 50-50 right now if he's having a
No,
stroke or not.
if you don't understand that, I feel bad for you. That's all I'm saying.
I
Two
do feel
words.
bad for you.
But think
This
about
is
what you
better.
want. Think about what computers could be if you could reconnect the hard drive via
the files in the
exponentially
computer.
growing
So a stroke. It is a stroke.
cable wire.
Interesting. 1,000% he's having a stroke. Someone call.
But have any of you ever heard of a toast, or is the toast very toasted?
Is it burning?
It smells like rare earth metal.
I think he'll be all right.
He's fine. He just took too many dick pills.
Nothing's gonna happen.
No,
I was thinking that maybe
Walk
these
it
rare
off.
earth metals could be used in, what was it? It's like,
Sleep apnea tech.
well, I was more like something's got to fix the Boeing Max jets so they stop falling out of the sky,
Oh,
and so fixing flight systems and flight stabilizers so they never fall out of the sky.
Thrusters.
very, very poignant, very topical.
So Bernoulli effect stabilizers, if you will.
Jesus Christ!
I'm not sure anymore.
I think.
Were you
with-
sure to begin with?
Never.
Don't say that
let
on
me just-
air.
Let me just explain
We
it.
fake it till we make it. We want to close the deal. ABC dudes always be
Closing.
conducting.
Conducting. Always be
That kind of
conducting.
attitude, you're going to be on the
with
chum team in no time. No, here, let me explain to you in a way you guys
Alec
can
Baldwin
understand.
would
Okay,
be disappointed in you.
in the past,
Promotion?
transport has always been from A to B, right? From A to B. Now imagine
Oh, God.
the fastest way. I'm going to draw it on this piece of paper. From A to B
There
is
you
a
go.
straight line. Now with these
Oh.
rare earth metals, I can
Uh-huh.
fold that paper
Keep drawing.
and make a hole
No, why are you folding?
through the
What?
paper.
Oh, so it's almost
That's right.
like you're penetrating. the
No.
paper?
You know what?
Bro.
We're gonna move on.
Yes,
I have a
please.
different question for everybody.
Interspatial birthing canal.
No, we've moved on already, Chris. Don't worry
Are
about
we
it.
merging?
But-
Are we merging with Avatar? Is that what the space vagina comes from?
An interspatial birthing kit could be one of the other items that is in DJ's emergency bag. I'm just curious-
Interspatial birthing kit.
That's what you said. Don't act like you're surprised
I
that
said
that.
birthing canal.
Yeah, you
Oh,
idiot.
okay, my bad.
Idiot. You're so stupid.
That's the problem with that. Is that word? That's the.
He folded the paper and put a pencil through it. It was
I've
a
already,
birthing canal.
I've already segued us into what's in DJ's emergency bag.
Segway
So
these nuts.
I would like all of you to catch up to my segue, if you could please do so.
What's in
now.
DJ's bag, you ask?
Yes,
These nuts.
that's
No,
fair. That's a fair answer,
Clearly
sir.
not. He has condoms there.
But yeah.
So let's just what he's got a gun. I just want to go through
He's
it.
got a
He's
gun.
He's got
got
a lot of
stun gun.
condoms.
Yes.
got
A lot of
a lot of
condoms.
condoms. Enough for at least one night.
Yeah.
In
He
my
had,
experience.
he had a mirror. He had a mirror that apparently
Yep.
sticks immediately to bubble gum, and
Yeah,
never
a mirror. It's
That's the least of our
Yeah.
worries in this movie.
you know.
You know what? Maybe Riggis just had a real sticky mouth.
Ugh.
You're welcome.
Okay.
That was-
I'll see
that
myself
was
out.
Yeah,
horrible.
please.
I said okay. Well, it's, we're yes ending. Okay.
What
Pepper
else
spray.
does he
You
have
get
in
pepper
there?
spray.
Pepper
Pepper
spray.
spray?
Yeah.
I'd like to think he has a single
One
grenade.
gigantic fucking desert eagle.
Yeah, with poison tipped bullets.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
did mention those. What about a fleshlight?
Which kind?
Yeah. The rare earth metal reinforced. It's a prototype. It's a prototype. It's only made out of stainless steel. Okay.
He got it from
Horrible.
Jess, but he doesn't know where it came from.
Ah,
And Jess is like,
this
don't-
this
and then
flashlight
DJ's like,
glows.
and then DJ's like, Jess, why is the word Monty inscribed on this with like no Y? It's just Monte. Wow, like, did you scrape out the N? Why is this a misspelled what is this? Why?
What's Monty?
Think about
I don't get it. And I'm happy.
it.
And I'm so happy.
Montes.
I
Monty.
can
What
What
I
else is in the
Monty.
bag?
can I be excused?
A flare gun.
Never.
Yeah.
hmm
I like to think of some real ones before we get into the ridiculous.
Okay, cool. So nunchucks,
Nunchucks.
Yeah.
extendable nunchucks.
A laser
Some-
pointer,
Sure.
flashlight.
I mean, it'd be great if
Tootsie
you,
Yes.
if you
Tootsie
should have a
Rolls,
saxophone
probably.
in there.
Yes.
He should have, but he didn't.
Should have had
A
like
personal flotation device,
Toot-
like a life, like his bag,
I'm gonna
like
stand by Tootsie
inflates.
Rolls. Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie
Okay.
Tootsie Rolls.
Werther's.
Werther's,
don't like
snacks.
Werther's,
You gotta keep your
obviously.
energy up.
Werther's.
Some buttermilk milk biscuits.
Buttermilk
Hand
biscuits.
sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, Lysol.
He's also going to need that, and he also has some insoles, some Doc Walks insoles to make sure that
You can't leave the house without them.
No, you got to make sure you
Google
get
it.
prepared.
Google
Google
it.
Real
it.
proud.
Google
up.
it.
You
You sound like those
Googling it.
nuts, like an Eaton Center. Google
Sorry, what nuts?
Scalozia.
What nuts are you saying?
These nuts. Hey!
Hey, got him.
Set him up.
Set yourself up.
Moving on.
No, but that's the real stuff.
He needs.
but he also
Yeah.
has
I moved on.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Yo, get him!
Yeah,
Get
okay.
it in before it's too late. Get it, Spencer.
a human
Get it.
head.
Oh shit. Okay. I was gonna say an autographed copy of the
That's
Life
why
and
we
Times.
stopped. That's why we stopped.
A sticky magazine of men's health.
Stop.
Men's
Montez.
Sticky.
Montez,
Was
Jess.
it juice?
Montez, Chess, and Hillary are meeting to kick off Project Underwater Rare Earth Metal Mining Conglomeracy.
On Microsoft Teams,
Conglomeracy, you say.
worldwide.
Using the
Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft Teams.
Mhm.
How does that meeting go? What do they talk about?
Yeah. First, they have an icebreaker where they each go around and share not only what they had for breakfast, but what they would like to accomplish by Friday, because it's a Monday. Give or take a few, hours in the double digits, closer to the 22-hour range.
icebreaker is like,
So it's actually 22.
show me what you have in your fridge.
Tuesday.
That's what the icebreaker is.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had those before?
Yeah.
But it's just Jess and Montez have the same things in their fridge,
It's
but
just
they're on
rare,
different,
rare
like, in
earth
different
metals.
rooms.
It's just
It's
rare
like,
earth
oh,
metals in the fridge.
I banged my knee playing pickleball last night. Just give me,
Yeah.
Jess, go
Pickleball.
first. Just go first, Jess. Just go first. Okay, I feel like I'm up to it now. And this is what's in my fridge. So there's that. So there's the icebreaker, and then they go over the agenda based on the multi-phase plan that they have to
Well, I imagine
accomplish.
No, but first, Jess and Montez aren't in on the plan yet. She has to propose it at the meeting, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's the
She's
kickoff, I thought.
She's the project lead. No, but she's going to summarize, right?
It does sound like in the movie that she has hired them and brought them in on this plan.
Oh, I see. So you're saying she's just like the money man or the money woman in this case.
Well, whatever. I think she's still kicking off the plan. I would assume she also the first thing is oh, Montez, welcome back from prison. I'm glad you're
Welcome
happy to
back
have you
from
back.
prison.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back.
Now, there are no bad ideas here. There are no bad ideas. So we're just going to put everything on
No,
the
but
table.
that's not that's a brainstorm, not a project kickoff.
You know what?
Stay
I
on
don't want to
task.
be living in this world where we're just answer my fucking question.
I quit this company. Fuck you. You know what my
The
idea is?
question was,
No one hired you.
how does the kickoff go?
Yeah.
Stop businessing. My question is boring, and I'm not here for
All right.
it.
Quit.
I want the rare rocks.
Okay.
Bitches,
Who
make
are
it
you right
happen.
now?
I'm,
You know what? Let's role play
I'm
this.
Driscoll.
Spencer, you're Hillary.
Okay.
Chris, you're Jess. Luciana,
Okay.
you're Montez.
I see.
Role play this for 2 minutes.
Make the Latino
so-
play the Hispanic. I see how it goes.
I'm
Okay.
so glad you
You're
can
welcome.
make it. Montez,
Hi.
you're looking Latino as usual.
I'd say
HR
he's
is already
listening.
called. And Jess, I'm so glad
Hi.
to have you. You know
You
Montez,
know.
right? Of course.
No, fuck him. Can I?
What?
I'm liking this project already.
We know
Sorry.
As you know, I was in prison.
there
Well then, let me show
there's
you
no
my keyboard.
fraternization within the
keyboard.
company, as you know. As you know, there's no fraternization within this company.
What are you talking about?
Of course not. Wink.
Nudge. Hillary.
Are you both
Wink.
hitting on me right now?
We're not
Entirely.
hitting on you.
Someone look at my keyboard.
I'm not inclined to join
Okay.
in this. Moving on.
Okay.
I want to steal the moon rocks at the bottom of the
Uh-huh.
ocean.
Okay,
Okay.
with you so far?
Will I be required to use this keyboard?
Yes, because I'm going to need you. You're my eyes and ears of the operation,
Jess,
Jess.
leave the keyboard for later. I'll play with your
Okay.
keyboard later.
Montez, I will
Oh.
slap your ass down to prison before you have a You just stay in your corner over there.
Can
Do
you
you
make sure
promise?
that I'm invited to that meeting?
Listen,
What
Are you
am
having
I?
a stroke, Hillary?
What am I
Are
going
you
to be
having a
doing?
stroke?
I want to be exploding things. That's all I care about.
Montez, you can explode the rocks. We talked about this. Just the rocks.
And the people.
No people. No. Just the
So
rocks.
the rocks.
You can blow up the moon rocks.
The
There will be
rocks.
people on your team,
Oh, so the
but you
rocks
can't
and
blow
the people.
them up. No, you can't blow up the people. You can blow up the rocks using the people.
So I can strap people with bombs and blow rocks with it.
You can
This
give
is-
them the bombs to use.
Hillary, should I be getting aroused as you explain this? Because I am.
I need you to subtly explode the submarine before it goes underwater. Is that going to be too
So
much for you?
everything is everyone
Let
is
me-
blowing something.
Let me
The
give
only-
you some advice as the explodey person.
Freudian slip?
As the explodey person, what you do is you make sure that you're centered on camera when you're doing this, and then you're surprised when it happens. That way you can
Okay.
say, "Oh, I didn't know it was happening."
Well, see, I don't usually wear glasses, but when I do,
Does it-
they're Dos
You know what?
lenses.
I think I have a better job for you two. I have this new
Fuck you,
organization.
Chris.
It's called. I'm opening up a new team. It's called Certified Human
Underwater
Underwater
meat.
I'm gonna
Ah,
pass
You've heard
on
of it.
that
You've
one.
heard of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pass on that.
I've heard of it.
That's for sure. You're gonna
I
make
think
sure
you guys are
you get
both-
you hire amply.
Jess, you're perfect for this job. You are designed for. You have the blood for this. It's in your blood.
Listen, I'm not going anywhere near the water as long as there is a barrier that is Meg proof. I am your gal.
Okay.
Just give me a keyboard and I will
You know
be
what?
there.
I'll make the glass Meg proof for you.
Okay.
Wink.
That would make it so easy for me
Montez.
to trust.
Well, all right. That's too vivid for me. Let's move on to
Too real. It was too
too
real.
real. It's very too real.
Wasn't real enough.
Are you guys gonna fuck or what? No. Moving on.
I think you know the answer to that.
Let's just
Do you want
cover
to watch?
our ratings for the Meg. Sorry, not the Meg. Meg 2. Just Meg 2.
Trenching.
Just Meg 2.
the
The trenching.
trenching.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Meg 2, the
Electric
trenching,
Boogaloo.
the fourth movie in our facts coverage, which I forgot to mention at the beginning, but Luciano mentioned. This was the thriller movie. I was thrilled, but not the way I wanted to be. But let's get your reviews on this movie. We're using our patented S tier system. S is the top, F is the lowest. Who the fuck knows when where anybody puts anything? Let's go with Spencer first.
I thought this movie was Meg-tastic. It was like, as someone who loves water shit, it was like I did like the giant creatures, but the movie's horribly stupid, and I know it's intentionally stupid though, but it's not intentionally stupid enough.
In a good way?
Yeah, yeah, in a good way. It's like it's intentionally stupid, and sometimes you get like an entertaining moment, but as a whole, it's also really dumb. But it's like it's the Meg 2. It's about a fucking megalodon shark and Jason Statham fucking fighting him on a jet ski. What do you expect? So having
More
said
Megs.
that, more Megs.
More Megs, less everything else.
What is this, a Meg movie?
But, sorry, it's your review. My bad.
This isn't the sequel to Meganing, okay?
That's
gonna
the
be
third
lots
movie.
of Megs. No, so that movie, I mean, because of that, like, this movie's so dumb. Like, there's no way this movie gets a good rating, even if it was enjoyable, because it's just so stupid. But because it's stupid and bad and boring at times, I give it a. What comes after D? E.
Wow. Wow.
I give it an E.
All right.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go with Chris next.
Yes. Side note, it looks like the Meg 3 could potentially hit theaters as early as 2026.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
Is it called the Meganing?
Somewhere between. I don't have the title yet. I just did a quick. It's a
Mag 3.
speculation.
Mags in space.
This movie was a high octane question mark
I love that.
for me.
I
me.
love that.
I'm here for it. I love that exploration aspect just as much as Spencer. But there were moments, there were a lot of moments, just like we covered in our unpacking, that like kind of snapped me out of it. And I wasn't thinking too much of it. I was just trying to hold on. But yeah, High Octane, there weren't, it's like a tough recipe you're trying to pull off and cook. And then there are highs and lows and you don't know if it's going to taste good. For me, this was like, did I pay for this meal? Like, am I going to throw up? No,
You didn't.
I'm not.
You streamed it like a smart boy.
Yeah, I did. But no, I mean, like, I'm like piggybacking off, like, I bought a meal and I ate it, but I felt sick, but no, I'm okay. I feel sick, but no, I'm okay. So for me, and even the ending, like, it just doesn't feel like the whole thing just doesn't feel like it kind of should have, even though there were high octane moments and whatever. And I was laughing at some point. So question mark, high octane question mark. So what does that mean for a rating? Should you see this? Should you not? I think you should watch this movie, but you should either drink, smoke, or like,
All of the above.
you know,
Huff gas.
yeah, you know, our lizard friends, if they've taught us anything, right? See, we recognize the lessons that you've laid out for us, right? And we want to respect and hold space for that, right? So what kind of rating does that get? It's not an E for me. It's a question mark D?
D question mark?
Eh?
That's fine. I'm just gonna truncate the question mark because we don't use that system and go with D for you. But you
Yeah,
can,
it's fine.
in your own mind, you can have the question mark.
Yeah, it was a hard one to
You go,
rate
Matt.
for me.
It's fair. What? No, why? I always go last.
So
You coward.
no,
I'm not
can go-
changing it now.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
this
This
Right,
is my
fine.
podcast.
I'm
Your
str-
catchphrase is always coward.
Yeah, he is.
And
Yeah.
you've mastered it.
Because he's a coward. Because that's the only
Yes.
thing he knows how to say.
But I'm the coward that's in control. So you're next.
All right, fine. So I'll start with the rating and I'll explain why. It's an F. And the reason is because this movie is stupid. So I wrestle
Tell
with this.
him.
No,
You
So-
tell him.
it's in the beginning. I was like, okay, there might be something interesting in this. You know, the graphics and like the sea creatures. To Spencer's point, they were fine. Like the megalodons are properly scary, and this giant squid is as well. The lizard's not so much; it's kind of dumb. But I was like, okay, let's see what's happening here. And then, as it progresses, like the science stuff pissed me off, and then the nonsense of the plan pissed me off, and then the lack of internal consistency of their own fucking stupidity pissed me off. And then Fun Island happens. I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? This is not worth my time. I wish I had those 2 hours back. And a movie that is so bad that it's good usually is very self-aware. And this movie tried to be self-aware in the end, and even then it fails. So like it's just bad and it's stupid, and it tries to be self-aware and fails itself of being self-aware. So it's an F. It's like, please don't watch this ever. Don't waste your time. There you
So
go.
you're saying this movie is bad and it should feel bad?
It's bad, and it should feel bad for making me feel bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm going to follow up that. Excellent thing, critique, review. I don't know. I wanted to like this movie through the first 45 minutes. You know, the maying on the sub, notwithstanding, going through the thermocline, going down. All right. Yeah, it all made sense. You have my attention. And then the movie kept not doing what I expected it to do, but in a way that was not like, oh, that's interesting. It was just in a way that was confusing. And I lost like interest in as the subsequent thing happened and the subsequent new thing happened. And I think Jason Statham said in the movie is like, we just deal with the thing at hand and then we move on to the next thing, right? Megan quotes him on it a couple of times. But it keeps changing, and it's not. There's no consistency. There's no fun. There's no not ratcheting up the action. They're just changing for the sake of changing, and it just gets confusing and boring. And so when I think about watching it ever again, I'm like, I don't want to experience this. No, it's like no, I don't want to do this again. Um, and so I waver between an E and an F, just on the sense that like it tried to do some things and it didn't. But if I gave Morbius an F, I'm gonna give this trash monster an F too, because it basically does the same thing to me. So yeah,
That's fair.
Meg 2.
That's
F.
fair.
The meganing of trenching.
Don't worry, we'll watch the Meg 3 when it comes out in 3 years.
For
Moving on.
fuck's sakes.
We are almost on the facts list of movies, the review of movies that came out in 2023 that the audience all liked. And just to give you a little context to that, the Meg on our favorite site, Rotten Tomato.
It's Meg 2.
Anybody know? Sorry, Meg 2, The Trench.
I
Anybody
know it. I'll refrain. I know it.
All right.
What
You wanna
the
guess?
what the reviews or the audience?
The score?
Audience score?
57.
Chris?
I'll say 74.
70?
Wow, Chris, it's 73%. You're
Yeah.
so close.
73%.
73%.
Audience loved it.
I hate
Tomato
this
meter.
world. I don't want to be on this world.
Tomato World, 27%. Fucking hated it.
Yeah.
But we watch what the audience watches. We are watching movies that did well at the box office.
But
and
you're
Yeah,
wrong,
because-
audience.
made money.
In this case, I have to agree. Because, like, sometimes critics are also stupid, so whatever. Who cares, right? But in this case, the critics are right.
Audience, you are wrong and you should feel bad.
Yes.
Yeah. That being said, we are following up with our last movie, science fiction, and we are going to watch The Creator. I'm waffling between is The Creator a Ken Watanabe vehicle or potentially a Gemma Chan vehicle?
John David Washington's in
Yeah,
it.
it's definitely a John David Washington
No, it's
vehicle.
you don't.
Is it-
Have you not been present for the joke of the vehicle thing? Like I pick the actual thing as a person's about.
It's a joke?
Yeah, no,
I understand
you
where
make
your confusion. I understand your confusion, Chris, because jokes are usually meant to be funny.
Laugh at the man. Laugh at his sadness. You are nothing.